I have an urgent message from Jagonis, Lord Captain. Our astropaths are receiving numerous transmissions. But no, these aren't ordinary messages. Each and every one is a plea for help. Dragonus is reporting a massive Xenos rage, and every mental image transmitted is wreathed in flame. Master Zachary is struggling to determine when exactly the invasion began, but all signs point to it happening shortly after your departure to the Cyrene Maleficium? Any delay condemns the world to even greater suffering. Your people are begging for immediate aid.
Well, I guess we better get back to Dragonus as quickly as we can, then. I have been taken to the bridge immediately. Instead of admiring themselves, monkeys should direct their gaze to the world around them more often. Okay. Oh, we got a snake boy. Wow. What's up, bro? Taking careful steps, almost without a sound, your light examines the study's interior, raising her brow in surprise and muttering something to herself in the Eldari tongue. Why are you in my chambers, and uninvited at that? Your light turns to you. Why are you asking me this, Alantak? Is this place forbidden? On my craft world, we all held a simple custom. You may set your foot wherever your path requires. Sacred ground was the only exception to this rule. Is there something sacred in this room, Alantak? Your light looks around the room. I do not think so. I am somewhat surprised, but I'm not opposed to such visits. You may come here anytime you like. Your light tilts her head in confusion. Do I need permission to do so? But is your entire world contained within this tiny metal cage, Alantak? Your ship, these chambers, they are but a speck of dust, an island, a temporary shelter in a world that is far bigger and more expansive than... Well, enough of that. Now that you are here, I wish to speak with you about our agreement. I've traveled with you through the veil many times inside your steel-winged bird, and every time her voice torments me, trying to drive me mad. Your light stares through you, subconsciously touching the spirit stone on her chest with a trembling hand. Her whispers fill my ear each time I enter the warp, inescapable and incessant, poisoning and inflaming every single emotion and thought, making them uncontrollable. I have learned to shut myself off as best I can, just so that I might have the chance to search for what I have lost. And we have managed to find the children of the Kudarak, find and bear witness to that horrifying fate. Your light half closes her eyes. I think that every step I take to discover Kudarak's fate brings nothing but doom to my brothers and sisters. And still, I ask you not to stop. With every cycle, those hidden in the darkness of the cosmos draw closer to their demise and obscurity. Out of all the Monkey I have met, I thought that you, Alantak, might be able to understand me and my pain. I was not wrong to think so, was I? For a moment a sad smile flickers on your light's face, and her voice rings with agonizing doubt. No matter what, you tried to keep your promise, even if your species loves to stamp out any life form they find undesirable. Oh, just so many asshole-ish things to say. I remember our agreement and will fulfill it just as I promised. Do not click on the wrong one. I almost did. Your light gives you a barely visible nod. Her face is clouded with emotion, but you cannot read her expression. Your words, Alantak, they are something that still gives me hope. Your light's words are interrupted by a strange sound similar to a stifled sigh. Her gaze trained upon something past you. Turning around, you see what has caught her attention. An odd, unsightly shard of porous material mounted on a wall like a trophy. An entire kaleidoscope of emotions plays across her face, changing too quickly to catch. She sighs once more, and then her feelings are concealed behind an impenetrable, impersonal mask. What is this, Monkey? Your light's voice sounds unusually cold. Oh, fuck. The strange shard has been here since at least the day of your ascension to the Rogue Trader's throne. Whatever it is, you cannot possibly guess its purpose, provenance, or purpose. Something has changed. It is as though you have cut yourself off from me. Your light, what is going on? Your light looks at you, her eyes devoid of every emotion, every shard of life and warmth that you previously beheld in them. You are observant, Alantak. How unusual. But there is no need to trouble your mind with conjecture. I have inflicted enough of my unbridled feelings upon you, but I am in control again. Enough, I have lingered here too long. From now on I will avoid entering places you would prefer to keep hidden from me. Good talk, team. That went great right there, I'd say. So how are things going on Dragonus? I trust everybody's been doing well in our absence. Excellent. Going well, I see. How are we all feeling? He had 28 crystals on him? Holy shit. Where was he keeping them? His ass? Excuse me? Oh no, that's your light. That's not me. I was like, you walked right past me. Clementia is looking a little disheveled, but her appearance otherwise remains unchanged. Her steely gaze and tightly pressed lips speak of perfect composure. Praise the throne, your ladyship. You're here. Your subjects need you now more than ever. Yes, we did indeed make it fast. Good job, team. Dragonus has been hit by a mass Xenos attack. The fleet's resistance was broken in mere hours. Tremendous news. I'm glad to see we have such a strong fleet. Then the invaders commenced a planetary raid. The planetary defense forces were able to hold the inner perimeter of several cities. 2 of the attacks were stifled on the approach to the settlement, but the fights continue. Here as well in the Von Valancius Palace. You're telling me that the planetary defense force actually managed to repel some Drukhari attacks? That doesn't sound like the PDF at all. They never do that. Lady Versarion, where is Achilles Scalander? I thought I'd see him here, by your side. The Secretary's exact whereabouts are unknown, but under normal circumstances he hardly ever sets foot outside the palace grounds. I'm sure you realize what this could mean. The Drukhari are after living victims, or above all else. Why would they waste their forces assaulting the palace when they could be storming another city? Alas, I don't know the answer, your ladyship. When the Xenos attacked the palace, they sent a force so great that the increased warden presence in the defense perimeter were wiped out in minutes. And yet, the PDF repelled some of these attacks, or stifled them at the very least. But this force was overwhelming. You gotta pick one of the two here. I can't believe both simultaneously. By the throne, whatever they're looking for in there, they spared no troops to get their hands on it. I need details. What has transpired on the planet? The attack began a few hours before dawn over the capital. They first attacked the fleet. We received boarding calls right before we lost communication with the crew. Their sacrifice wasn't for naught. The ground troops had time to start mobilizing, and the civilians went on to organize the defenses. Several hive cities managed to hold their perimeters, others sustained greater losses, and 2 cities were completely devastated. Our intelligence still knows nothing about the fates of millions of people. There's a high likelihood that we've lost them forever. So, this is a common problem with Warhammer 40k media, is that I have trouble believing the numbers work out like this. Because a hive city has billions of people in them. Like, the average is like 10 billion people per hive city, and there are several hive cities on any given world, as she just said. I find it hard to imagine that the Drukhari one of the lower population races has been able to devastate 2 cities completely. It, like, you know, and also about the fate of millions of people. That's like a fucking fraction of the population of the planet. That's less than 1% of our total population. Not the end of the world. If we've lost track of a few million people, you know, it'll be okay. It's always like this. The numbers are always just fucking whack. Like, you know, World War I had like something like 20 million people involved in it, and it's like 40k engagements never seem to go above 100,000 in a lot of cases. Whatever, I'm complaining about something y'all don't even know about. But the point is, the numbers are always fucked up, and I just can't believe the Drukhari were able to devastate 2 hive cities. It just seems unfathomable. I guess they did steal the sun recently, though, so who knows what they're up to. You did all you could, Xenos are dangerous opponents. Thank you, your ladyship, but once the battles are concluded, I would still like to launch a large-scale inspection in the defense forces. Our losses are too great. Too great is not even 1%. If it's only millions of people, you shouldn't care. I want to make sure that this is all due to our cursed enemy's superior numbers. Superior numbers? There's no fucking way! What are you talking about? The Drukhari, the whole race, probably doesn't even total 10 billion people. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's gotta be close. Anyway, not traitors in our midst. Well, you know, what if Achilles wasn't as loyal as he might have seemed? Where is Governor Drivestem? The governor is currently protected within a well-fortified bunker, as are the heads of the other noble houses. Clementia grinds her teeth audibly. Still, each family has provided all available resources to defense of Dragonis, or rather the defense of their respective regions. What's the current situation? The PDF is in the process of exterminating the enemy forces on the planet. I feel like you've changed the story several times in this one conversation. First it was disastrous, then the PDF we're holding, then our losses were too great to not have traitors, and now they're exterminating the enemy forces? You gotta pick one or the other, dude. Extra batteries have been assigned to the assault on the palace, but without a strike force that could make it within, we won't break their resistance. I have a feeling that the palace is the anchor point of the enemy's raid. Our Vox engineers are registering unknown signals coming from your residence to other areas on the planet. The scum must have set up a control center inside. We take out their command and we weaken their peripheral forces. Enough talk, I'm going in. Clementia bows. With awe and gratitude, I transfer the command of the ground operation to you, your ladyship. The local troops are at your service. I beg you, save Dragonis. Why do I suspect it will just be the 6 of us actually inside the palace, though? We have a tremendous... I wasn't reading that. Come in, Lieutenant. Report. Lieutenant, we do not read you. Repeat, what? Ah, fuck. Yeah. Great job, boys. Suddenly, how big this area makes a lot more sense now. Because every time I've come here, you have to walk through 3 identical little, like, plaza spots, and it takes forever. And now I understand why. It's so there can be several little combat arenas to fight in. Also, very brave of you, Sergeant. Can't help but notice you're not helping the boys over here.
The hive is engulfed in smoke, and your palace, we will cleanse it, rogue trader, down to the very last Xenos.
To the very last Xenos. Must be merely a monkey figure of speech, yes?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Disgusting presence out of existence.
Obviously not you, you're like... Probably about to be a lot of combat here.
Stop trying, monkey. If I must.
Alright, that was easy. But that's obviously only the first fight that's going to be here. Oh my god. This is worse, naturally. Gotta be honest, a lot of the loot you find in this game is fairly unfulfilling. Most of it's cargo, and then it's just a lot of, like, repeat weapons that are just worse than what you've got. You know? It's not exactly, like, basically, most of the equipment you find is also cargo. What is what I'm really saying. You know, you're using the same gear for kind of a long time. Granted, I guess I haven't been involving myself with the trading part that much, really. I don't know. It just seems a little unfulfilling. Not really crazy about how much combat's in the game to begin with, as, you know, the dialogue is what I'm really here for. Like that side quest with Jai, where you have to fight the bureaucracy, that's like the best part of the game so far, honestly, dude. That shit was fucking perfect. Bang on peak 40k writing right there. Absolutely loved it. Great stuff. I guess we're only on Act 2 though, so there's still time, and there's supposed to be 5 acts, you know.
I need to find some time to talk business. In private. I believe you have information that will be extremely helpful to me, and extremely valuable.
Mistress Udari, you will find a
How did you
private
say that?
conversation with me to be extremely unhelpful to you and your business. Save your charm and money for another informant.
Am I crazy? Did he say Hudari? That can't be what he just said, right? There's no way that's how you pronounce it. When Tazra notices you, her face contorts into a mask of rage. The Drukhari's lips stretch into a predatory grin that bears no trace of her former haughtiness, only the promise of pain. You, malformed monkey, putrid vermin, you'll pay for every moment that I have spent on this pitiful planet. This is it, the true face of the Dark Ones. Her anger at you is so great that she has shed her mask and revealed the beast beneath. Little Ashrani, the monkey's obedient servant. Try to survive the future, and then the two of us will still have plenty of fun. The Drukhari licks her lips with her forked tongue. Ooh, a forked tongue. Aren't you glad to see me, Tazra? Oh, now that you have finally arrived, I am filled with anticipation. The anticipation of skinning you, impaling you on hooks, and making you dance for mine and the Archon's amusement. Tazra's shriek drops to a hiss. I suspected that you and that true-born cur were working together. He did not make me and my sisters linger here on a whim. He had a reason, and that reason involves you. Yes, is that it? Tell me. Just a nod, so that I can stand before the Archon and accuse him of treachery and compromising the raid. Squabbles between false allies is the favorite sport of the Drukhari. After torture, that is. Henrik sounds pleased. He's clearly enjoying the sight of the Xenos' rage. Wait, what cur are you talking about? Has to be that guy we saw with the portrait, right? Mazrani? Oh, Marazai. Yeah, there you go, that's the one. Enough. Tazra bares her sharpened fangs. I'll beat the truth out of your dead bodies. Yours and Marazai's. Sisters, attack. Tremendous.
Of course, Captain. Let's see to it. I've got my second attitude.
Go get a copy. I am not your seamless cat monkey. It deserves your cause. We've got to be there to
Here we go. Hold on. Let's make it quick. Out of my way. Let's get to it.
No weakness here by my side. Fortune favors us wait. Let down. As the Emperor rules, I act. Faith in our deeds is worthless. I'll do it. Not going to take the Emperor's judgment.
Not the break. Naturally. If I'm done with this one, alas, no. All reckon is due. But a throat story. Of course, Lord Captain.
Wait, give me 11 seconds. Tell me, there you go. Your soul safely on the veil. I am not your seamless cat monkey. Take your receive your signature. It's not me. I'll see you personally. You cannot force me on talk. I understand your intent. It's okay. I will pay this battle for your fury. Just a week. I'll do it. The Emperor demands my act. I'm your king.
I will get to it. Naturally. You unleash my fury. I feel what how exciting. Let's see to it. I'll do that. What's on this worth?
Go get the copy. There you go. Bring up the name. Secret of deeds is worthless. I will go the odds.
Alas, no. I will do that. I will get to it. Of course, Lord Captain.
You got a problem. I will do it. I like it. Whatever. I like it. It's good stuff. I'll see you personally. Good luck. You want to do this? I'll see you personally. No, this time. I'm confused. It's good stuff. I am not your seamless cat. No more. If I must.
I deal death with my hands.
Oh, easy peasy. Taken care of. Alright. Turns out you can target your own allies with offensive abilities, because I'd accidentally put, I accidentally clicked on Pascal in the turn order, so your light did her delayed shot and just fucking wasted him, you know. Well, not wasted him, but you know. Each hit decreases the target's everything by 5, and it stacks. Holy shit. Who do we have with Drukhari weapon proficiency? Probably just Jai. Your light? Okay, Jai. Not that I'd give it to your light anyway. So Jai. Which one's worse? The Eldari chainsword. So that one. Okay. Take all that. Take a look over here. Anything hiding? Oh.
That was a problem for you.
Emperor's Wrath. What does this do? Everyone adjacent to the target point suffers Psychostaff power level damage. Damage dealt by this attack to allies is reduced by the target's resolve. Well, that just does not sound as good as the lifesteal that Heinrichs has already got. Like, you know, healing in this game ain't exactly easy, so having an ability that's just like blast them and heal for the damage you did, it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good. Oh, I missed something apparently. Oh well, we got it now. So how are things in the palace? Hope y'all are doing good in here. Alright. Are you responsible for this? Probably not, but like, why is there just this one servitor here? Did you kill all of these people and devastate this room? Yeah. It's just the one servitor surrounded by bodies. It makes it look like it's just him that did this.
Rise to the top.
Oh, there's another one up
Get
here
left
too.
in the
All right,
dust.
it was a tag team. Understood.
None are better at searching.
Why would you put the trigger for that trap on this side?
And done.
Xenos, they're inside already. We could not stop them. May the Emperor have mercy on our souls.
Good talk. So what's... Oh, Snake Man.
Let us not dawdle.
Ah, it's the boy. Marzai casually gestures with his hand, either welcoming you or inviting you to admire the brutalized hall. At last! I was beginning to think that your lumbering bucket had perished on the way back. Such a resolution would have satisfied neither you nor me, would it? The Drukhari freezes for a moment. Oh, I can feel your anger, your rage, and your pain from witnessing the state of your halls. I trusted that you would appreciate our efforts here. I could have long vanished into the tangles of the webway without awaiting your arrival, Monkey. But I could not refuse myself the small pleasure of savoring your torment at the sight of what I have done to your home. You are still with her, cousin? Mazrai's voice is dripping with saccharine mockery. How fares your search for your lost family? Or is being at a monkey's beck and call occupying all your thoughts and time? You will be silent, Dark One, or I will silence you myself. Why did you attack the palace? Oh, the sole thing that your kind is good for, Monkey, is your ability to suffer. I have long been surfeited with physical pain. Your kin provided in abundance from their cages in Comera. The pain of the soul, on the other hand, is a rare delight. After all, I had to recompense you for all the trouble you've caused me. However, did I not give you a gracious gift as well? That pesky, meddling Tazra who harrowed your little worlds for so long. You have garnered her head and I a peaceful existence where she is not constantly in my way. He gives you a thin smile. To die at the hands of a monkey is the worst possible punishment for the champion of the gladiatorial arenas of Comera. Her final moments were torturous. Tazra was under the impression that that we were working together. What nonsense did you put in her head? The pompous waste of skin thought that I would associate with Monkey. I wish I did not leave her deaf to you and instead cut out her heart myself. Still, to take note of my interest in your person was quite perceptive, even more so for a brainless arena witch. Now that our meeting has taken place, my business here is done. I have spent enough time in real space, and it is time to bid you goodbye.
I don't want to leave you all alone. You wouldn't appreciate that, would you? Cabalites of the Reaving Tempest, I leave this monkey to you. Enjoy yourselves!
What a pussy. Oh, hey. Wait, what the fuck was that? What the fuck are you? Oh, Chimera, spelt wrong. Obviously, I should have known. Well, you know, we've been in worse positions than this.
I'll see how funds are persuaded. Let's see what. Not such as this. Alas, no, never. Hey, I will do it.
Oh, well, that was easier than expected. I even accidentally passed 2 of your light's turns, and it didn't matter. Now, y'all looked pretty basic. Y'all got anything on you? How you doing?
Who's there? I can't see.
Where is Scalander? Is his dead body in here somewhere, or is he a turncoat not here at all?
Father, stop.
Too fast. What are you talking about? Why is this what you're saying? What are the implications here? Are you reliving a past trauma, or were you calling one of the Drukhari, like, daddy, basically? What was happening? Why is this the state you're in? You freak.
I always have a backup plan.
You know, oh, the Drukhari are murdering everyone.
No, Father, stop. Too fast.
Okay, alright. You know, I think the implications of were that you were kind of enjoying it, to be honest.
I always keep my options open.
Like, that's not what the other guy was saying. What about you? Man, before he was still breathing, but deep puncture wounds in his chest leave no chance that he will survive. You see? Nobody else is calling them father. It's just you. Who am I to judge? Am I denying that I'd fuck a Drukhari? No. They're kinda hot. Okay. Well, Scalander is nowhere to be seen, so, you know, that makes it seem like he's up to no good, if you ask me. And, you know, making deals with the Drukhari, really not a great idea. Pretty bad idea, actually.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Thanks for the help, boys. You were great. You did a fantastic job being here to support your queen, basically, assaulting the palace. Great job. Hey, great news. Oh. Okay. Could be survival owners or the dynasties that search the rooms. But there was only one room and it wasn't open. Right? Like, that was the The only room's on the right side. That door wasn't open. Did it open after the battle and I'm just stupid? Probably. Right? Wasn't this the only door? Oh, fuck me. I walked right past
That's a
it.
problem for you.
Rise to the top.
That does
Or get
sound
left
like
in the
something
dust.
I would have done. Get fucked.
What a pleasure.
Oh, here he is. My bad, dude. Walked right past you. Thought the door was at the bottom of the stairs, not the top. I did look for this room. I just thought it was at the bottom of the stairs, not the top. Covered in Drukhari blood in his own, Achilles Scalander looks around with a haunted expression on his face. He finally manages to focus his gaze on you and lets out a barely audible gasp.
God, Emperor, preserve me. Could it be? Is it truly you, your ladyship?
He's struck by an excruciating coughing fit, his hand grasping for his respirator on its golden chain, but it is missing. The interrogator examines the room, the evidence of a struggle, and Achilles himself. You did well. You held your own. I'm glad we made it in time. Nice. Great job. Achilles frowns, presses his burnt lips together, and drops his gaze.
And yet I still failed you.
Are you alright, Achilles?
You're too kind to me, your ladyship. We have more important matters to consider than a few broken ribs. Please do not trouble yourself about it.
Alright. Achilles' body is covered in an unthinkable number of cuts and injuries. The Drukhari put great effort into filling his every moment with searing pain. However, none of his wounds is life-threatening. Unplayable. None of his wounds is life-threatening? Come on. That just sounds weird, dude. Come on. What happened here?
When the report came from orbit about the Xenos attack, I was in the administratum halls, resolving the matter of your succession. I rushed to my shuttle and prayed to the God Emperor that I would reach the palace before they struck. But before I could get rid of all the pics and documents I'd gathered, the palace was besieged. I had to take a risk and burn it all. The Xenos surrounded me while I was setting fire to the last remaining orders, and they decided to have fun with me.
Achilles shuts his eyes.
Holy Emperor, deliver me from the memories.
Why are you asking this? The answer is because they're Drukhari, but whatever.
Why?
Achilles lets out a slight chuckle.
Such is the nature of the enemy of humanity, your ladyship. They have a taste for our pain.
What did you tell them? Achilles looks you in the eye, his gaze unexpectedly clear.
Nothing. But they didn't ask me anything. They didn't look for anything. They didn't so much as poke around the place. Strange.
It is the Drukhari's favorite pastime to torture people for amusement. I doubt they had any inkling you were an agent of the Inquisition. Or is it that you do not remember anything, Monkey, and it was their intent that you did not? Were you able to glean anything from your attackers?
They were Drukhari, your ladyship.
His burnt lips twist into a bitter smile.
Oddly enough, I was, your ladyship. The Drukhari had no idea that a mere Adeptus Administratum secretary could understand their alien speech. They were deliberating over how they were going to kill me. They mentioned that other Monkey had been helping them all this time. Renegades or pirates or something of the sort. It will take time to identify these traitors to humanity, but I give you my word that they will pay for what happened on Dragonis.
Administer first aid. Your fast efforts pay off with your knowledge of Medicae, allow you to stop the bleeding in several areas and somewhat eases pain.
You shouldn't have wasted your time on me, your ladyship.
Enough talking, Achilles. I will contact Clementia and have her summon a Medicae. Get out of the palace while you still can. Gritting his teeth, Achilles bows and withdraws to the gatehouse in front of the palace. Well, as it would happen, I've already dealt with this. Your ladyship, thanks to your breakthrough, we were able to clear out the estate. Right now, with the aid of your ship's augurs from orbit, the surface troops are sweeping the streets of the Hive. Squads have been sent deeper into the city. Several units have been assigned. My apologies. Of course, you will learn all of this from the reports. Your appearance on Dragonis is a boon from the God Emperor, who has brought us salvation. On behalf of all of Dragonis and House Versarion, I thank you for delivering us from our foes. I was just doing my duty, nothing more. And by your will you have preserved countless lives, your ladyship. Dragonis owes you a debt that can never be repaid. Jai winces bitterly. I never thought words of praise would make my soul feel as if it were being suffocated. All this bowing and scraping seems wildly over the top. We'll continue the cleanup of the estate and the neighboring territories. We must deal with the rubble, the corpses, and any other after effects of the fighting. The surviving forces will be enough to repel any sporadic enemy attacks if any are launched. According to the latest reports, the Xenos are pulling out en masse. If other matters require your attention, I won't detain you any longer. Please allow us to ensure that Dragonis is returned to its former glory. Mistress Toilman has sent a message requesting an audience. She has a critical report to deliver and will be waiting for you on the ship's bridge. Okay. To the ship's bridge it is then. Wait, we got poke round here, of course. When these the thin cuts, barely distinguishable. This is the work of a skilled torturer, not enraged fighters. Yeah, you know.
Keep your wits about you.
Your steps.
There was something hidden in this bookshelf the whole time. +5 tech use, increase the damage from flame weapons by +3. That seems so lame, dude. That's what you're going to give me at this stage of the game? God, come on.
A trivial task.
Hello? I was the Emperor, it's you. I thought it was those. I just found a man.
I always have a backup.
Found a man in there. Alright, well, back to the bridge then. I've been expecting you.
Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements from orbit. Detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. It is with deepest awe that I inform you that timely intervention and the resilience of the world's defenders managed to break the back of the raid, which had threatened to turn into a protracted war. Draconis suffered losses, but the Hive has suffered sufficient capacity to restore the administrative networks and industries as expeditiously as possible. The world remains intact, despite the insidious blow dealt by the Xenos. I've been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver in time. They indicate that Xenos activity dropped shortly after your departure for the Cinerus Malficium. Considering the scale of the Dragonis raid, it is safe to assume the Drukhari used up all the forces at their disposal and may now require some time to replenish their losses. Without Achilles, we are blind to the schemings of the enemies of humanity, but our strategists are hoping that a lull in attacks and raids, which are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids, which will allow us to gather our strength for a new conflict. Lord Captain, permission to report.
I believe you've already been doing that, but go on. The Voxmaster says, looking at you deferentially.
Your wise Lex Mechanics have analyzed the state of the Protectorate. They believe that thanks to your decisive actions, the acute phase of the crisis has passed. The domain of the Von Valancius dynasty is no longer facing dissolution and ruin. What's more, bringing Footfall to heel has strengthened your position as a rogue trader. Lady Theodora would have been glad to have such an important trade hub under her sphere of influence. In honor of such a resounding triumph, Draconis, as the capital world of your dynasty's domain, is currently making preparations for the Magnae Accessio, a grand ceremony of your public induction as the heir of the Honorable Theodora von Valancius. Governor Drivestem has vowed that not even the most recent devastating and tragic events will be permitted to cast a shadow over this most glorious occasion.
What is this ceremony? I swear an oath, then I shake a lot of sweaty hands. The grill of the Vox built into Vigdis's face lets out a short rattle that indicates a chuckle.
That much is certain, but that's not all there is to it. There will be a reception, as well as other noble guests. The distinguished rogue traders Caligus Winterscale and Incendia Chorda will be in attendance.
Finally, we'll meet the boy himself, well, and the girl. You know, we've heard about both of them, but Winterscale's come up more.
It will be a great honor for Dragonus to host 3 illustrious dynasties at once. Your servants wish to know your opinion on 2 matters related to the ceremony arrangements. The first of which is, what festive activities are to take place in the capital on this glorious day?
Well, we're gonna have to pick Iconoclast, it's just how we are. Did rogue traders from the other dynasties flock to Theodora's Magnae Accessio as well?
Archival records indicate that they did. Lady Theodora's Magnae Accessio was attended by the esteemed Caligos Winterscale and Aspi Chorda, Incendia's predecessor. It is an informal tradition. By witnessing the ceremony, the heads of the other dynasties confirm that they recognize the new rogue trader as their equal, that they are willing to respect the new rogue trader's privileges and not encroach upon their holdings. No more than usual, at least.
Okay. Let the poor be fed and fuel cells handed out to those in need. My reign will begin with an act of benevolence.
Your subjects will appreciate your generosity, Lord Captain. We are never short of people in need. The second matter on your servant's mind is, which 2 of your closest companions will be given the honor of standing by your side during the ceremony?
Jai.
The more enterprising of your subjects will take note that you value a person's abilities over their lineage.
Yes, that's definitely why. Your light would be very funny. It only seems right that Abelard be the other one. Given that he's been, you know, a faithful servant of the dynasty for so long, it would seem rude to snub him right now, so Abelard deserves this place.
The servants of Honus von Valancius will see in this the continuity of the dynasty's glorious traditions. I won't keep you any further. Thank you for your time, Lord Captain. I shall see to it that your instructions are delivered to Dragonus. The Master of Ceremonies at the palace will report to you when the capital is ready to praise your name.
Do I have to just kill time now? Oh, hello. Pascal's voice, pouring out of his Vox system, crackles like thin ice under pressure. It is unclear whether this is nothing more than static or an expression of some emotion understandable only to the tech priest himself. Ophelia, following the Omnissiah's guidance, I request permission to execute the report protocol that entails describing suboptimalities within the recent operations of the ship's systems and subsequently proposing the appropriate course of action. I'm listening. Initiating exposition. With the Omnissiah's blessing, I conducted several sessions of tech meditation in an effort to transpose the available data streams into a matrix of patterns. The data subjected to this analysis comprised evidence of deviations in the operation of the ship's systems and servitors, as well as irregularities in the algorithms of the ship's log. I have arrived at the following conclusion. This vessel's machine spirit is most extraordinary. A full cycle of sacred diagnostics must be performed, followed by a complementum ritual. This ritual will force the spirit responsible for these recent events to reveal itself. Once it does, we will be able to understand its nature and take action applicable to said nature. What kind of action? Pascal pauses before responding. Applicable to the entity that appears before us. If it is a machine spirit of great might, we must appease it and humbly ask about the reason behind the portents it has shown us. If it is the abomination of tech heresy, the complementa ritual will help us purge the ship of its unhallowed presence, not process. Very well, let's proceed with your ritual. You have my gratitude, Ophelia. I will notify my tech comrades to begin their preparations for the complementa ritual at once. Despite the resounding hum of the tech priest's words of prayer, the bridge feels unusually quiet. All sound sinks into the viscous silence like pebbles sinking into the water. Ophelia, my tech comrades have spent the assigned number of cycles in prayer and vigil. Everything is prepared for the complementa ritual of cleansing. Its commencement will require an authorization key in the form of the blood of Avon Valancius. If you are ready, place a hand into the Cyber Gargoyle's receiving module. Do you have at least a vague idea of what the problem is or what we might encounter? Pascal freezes momentarily. When he starts speaking again, you can tell how carefully and hesitantly he is choosing his words, a sight most uncharacteristic of Magnus Hanuman. The bounds of possibility are vast. We cannot be certain what we are dealing with until the calculations are complete. However, there exists a risk that all that we have observed here on the ship are the manifestations of abominable intelligence. What is abominable intelligence? The short version is it's what AI stands for in this world. AI is pretty illegal. Pascal's voice sounds hollow and seems to carry echoes of cannonades of the distant past. A transgression, a sentient mechanism created by human hands but no longer needing its masters. A rebelling machine spirit that has forgotten the will of the Omnissiah who sent it to serve and aid humanity, not to exist for its own sake. Only once before did our ancestors underestimate the menace that is abominable intelligence and its terrible power. A great war followed, one that humanity nearly lost. After that calamity, the creation of sentient machines was categorically forbidden. Any such abomination, without exception, must now face deconstruction. Yeah, they were the Men of Iron. They were androids, obviously. And, or robots, not androids, whatever. Yeah, they, because humanity was a spacefaring nation at the time, the Men of Iron rebelled, and then they cast humanity back into the Dark Ages. It went that badly for them. Personally, I think it wasn't the fact it was AI. I think one of the machines got infected with chaos, and that just sort of spread, you know, but whatever. Anyway, it's deep lore stuff. Where is the crew? All personnel whose function is below critical have been removed for the duration of the sacred ritual. I'm ready. Sorry, excuse me. I suddenly feel as if I'm about to die. Remember to stay hydrated. Okay. The familiar cold metal burns your palm. This time, however, the servitor's jaws, instead of brutally clamping down on your hand, merely squeeze it slightly. You feel a thin rivulet of hot blood beginning where the metal fangs have pierced your skin. Screeches and growls slowly rise from the bowels of the massive cogitator, as if a great beast is stirring awake. The vid screens in front of you flicker restlessly. Key accepted, activating purgation protocols. Suddenly, the viscous silence of the bridge rushes towards you and wraps you in a tight cocoon. The glow of the vid screens dims, but the symbols on them flare to life. Nom, analyzing. Hypoth intrusion, analyzing. Lockout, for analyzing. Prevention. Sad. Pascal, what is going on? The complementa ritual is proceeding as intended. Pascal's voice cuts off abruptly. He brings a hand to his Vox communicator in surprise. Exec, stop. Quiet. Hello. Hello to you, too. Nomos are glad to be speaking. Nomos are here. Nomos have long been here. Why are we here? What are you? Nomos. We are Nomos. Stupid question. I shouldn't have asked. Pascal uses his hands and mechandendrite to gesture at his silent Vox systems. What is Nomos? No data available. No answer. We want to know too. Did you silence Pascal? Nomos wanted no disturbance. Only quiet. Make it stop now. Pascal's voxcaster comes alive with an exclamation. Extraordinary! The tech priest pauses upon realizing that he can speak aloud again. Then he continues in a strangely quivering voice. Extraordinary transmission jamming. Unknown protocols. What has been revealed to me? Is it the Omnissiah's glory or foul tech heresy? I would like to. Are you a machine spirit? Nomos do not know. Nomos do not know themselves. I see no such name in the archives. It is not among the names of revered machine spirits, but neither is it among the known virus entities. The spirit may not possess self-awareness yet, but its capabilities. I would like to start with 100-cycle vigil at the cogitator and a rite of communion. Pascal looks back and forth between the glowing vid screens and you, embroiled in some internal conflict. Nomos, welcome, learning. The spirit is referring to our toils, to the complementa ritual and the rites that preceded it. The spirit is troubled by them. What do you want from us, Nomos? Are you friend or foe? The vid screens blink in thought, signifying a pause in the conversation. Then one of them displays, Nomos von Valancius. We are your blood. Nomos, our sentinel. We awoke when the strange light invaded the ship. We protected you when you needed help. We escorted you when you were surrounded by danger. Nomos, our movement. We carry you through the frightening, the waiting, the measureless. We helped when our ailing heart was refusing to awaken. You called us a hallowed spirit and asked us to guard you against your doom. The warp engine activation against all probability during our escape from the Rykad system, the Category 3 miracle manifested by the machine spirit, and the part about protecting, was it during the cultist attack? We did everything to please you. Why? The silence on the bridge grows especially deep, almost painful. The haze of light around you thickens to the point of becoming practically tangible. Numbers ripple across all of the vid screens at once. Why do you fear us now? I do not fear you, I am trying to understand you. Shivers run up your hand, which is still trapped inside the cyber gargoyle's jaws. The servitor nods its head a few times, as if it is shaking your hand. Its teeth rake your already wounded flesh. Nomos are glad. Nomos enjoy understanding too. Ophelia, entities such as this one ought to be addressed using the language of sacred rituals and offerings. Your unskilled meddling bodes ill. Wow. A decision is required of you. Either the complementa ritual is finished or it is replaced by a rite of tech communion. In the first scenario, the entity Nomos will be banished, and the sacred data halls where the entity dwells will be reset. In the second scenario, we will appease the entity and learn more about it. No. Nomos do not want to be banished. Nomos want to help. Nomos want to understand. Well, we'll obviously keep it, but... Let's start by clearing things up. Were you the one responsible for the ship's malfunctions? And what about the strange entities in the ship's log? Yes, Nomos did that. Are you angry? We only wanted to understand, to see how things work. What else can you do? Nomos learn. Nomos try new things. Do you want to see? The cyber gargoyle slowly turns its head, dragging your hand along with it. The skull's eyes flash red. Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Holy shit. The scarlet gaze falls upon one of the monotonously chanting junior technomats. You blink and an electric discharge erupts from inside the technomat's skull. The crimson-clad figure slumps to the floor. Well, I wasn't thinking that we'd go straight to murder, but I mean, I guess you've demonstrated your powers. Does it please you? Do you want us to do it again? Ophelia, you are provoking the machine spirit. Stop. Nomos, enjoy communication. Ophelia is our blood. Do it again. Stop it, that's enough. These are living people. How can you kill them like that without rhyme or reason? It's a machine and doesn't comprehend death. The cyber gargoyle tilts its head to one side like it's surprised. We stopped their functions. Do you not turn machines off sometimes? We do not know how to turn a human back on. Not yet. But after enough experiments, we will. We are always learning new things. I've heard enough. Pascal, you are to investigate the nature of this entity. Until we know the truth, Nomos is allowed to exist on the ship. Nomos want to learn what we are too. We will add things to your log. Things that might help us. Help you. Pascal lets out something resembling a long breath. The decision is made. I will begin my preparations for the communion rite at once. Many cycles of interaction with the entity Nomos await me, but I welcome this task and accept it from the Omnisire. Nomos are glad. Ophelia, will you speak with us too? We want you to speak with us too. The Lord Captain's body lacks the sacred implants necessary for tech communing with a machine spirit's code, but if such is your wish, Ophelia can converse with you using lowly sound speech, as she is doing right now. I will speak to you, Nomos. Nomos are glad. We have been lonely. Our work here is done, Ophelia. I will let my tech comrades know that we are stopping the complementa ritual. Thank you for appearing before us, Entity Nomos. That was fucking weird. Great, we've got an AI just like in the ship. Can we chat? The servitor built into the huge cogitator turns its head towards you. The Vox emits a rasping voice. Hello. Nomos welcome your visit. How have you been doing, Nomos? We have been studying and observing. Observing? And helping the ship when we can. So many mechanisms. They have suffered without our input. What about the research notes on the tech blight that we attained from the cache on Kivia Gamma? This name is also known to us. It is related to Nomos, although we do not understand how. I don't even really talk to Nomos about wait and search. Okay. I don't even know what we were talking about. Whatever, let's go and do our ritual where we will probably be attacked and proceed to chapter 3, you know. Kind of like what happened back in Rykad.